Thugger and Gunna might officially be done. First off, before we start, is name your favorite collabs that you ever heard from Thugger and Gunna, because you might not never hear them again. Now, Gunna came around because of Thugger. I didn't know nothing about this Gunna guy until Thugger put him in position. And he got on the rise around the time Little Baby came out. And I'm not going to lie, Gunna's sound is probably the most reused sound in the industry right now today. Now, once he got involved with the whole YSL RICO situation, I think he kind of lost track of who he was. But I think y'all lost track of who he really was, because before, in the midst, he even got down with YSL, he was doing things like Crime Stoppers.
Back to that street word, snitch. No one's want to be labeled as a snitch. I don't want to tell on him because somebody might try to come kill me or someone in my family. Everybody looking at it like it was wrong because this man would let my family member, you know what I'm saying, go down for something he did.
Kitchens claims Benton and Carter were both wearing red the night Jasmine Lynn was shot.
It was just a coincidence of how it was put out. Like, they actually had on the same exact color. Okay. He just had on the hood, and Devo didn't. He had on a regular shirt.
Now, after the Crime Stoppers thing, I felt like we all put that behind us. We like it don't matter. We act like it didn't matter because we all want to ride out for Gunna. Now, when Gunna get caught up in the YSL situation, the only way Gunna can get out of the situation is by doing an Alfred's plea. Now, we're not going to get into all the legal mumbo jumbo because that's not what this video is about. What we're going to get into is he had to sit there and admit things that you don't admit when you are a part of a organization.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Because of that decision that he made, he got out of jail early. Now, this part right here, I need y'all to listen up. He is not the only one that did the same exact plea. Young Thug's brother did the same thing. Right? Move the goalposts in the comments, or MTGP, okay? Because why is it cool for Young Thug's brother to tell, but it's not cool for Gunna to tell? Now, Gunna has done a lot for the whole Young Thug brand. We all know that. And he also did a lot when he first came out. As soon as he came out, he made sure he got around people and let them know, no, it's all about free Thugger. He even went to an extent to show him love at Summer Jam. And he also went to the extent to try to show him love by bringing out his pops. Like, he brought out his actual pops to his show and was showing love. In the background, it says Free Jeffrey. Only for it to lead to this moment right now that we're at, where they not even associated with each other no more. Soon as Young Thug dropped his new song, Money on Money, that featured Future, I was hyped. I'm like, oh man, Thugger's first song back. This is going to be crazy. Now, on that song, he would say a particular line that would have everybody looking at Thugger like, oh, we know who you talking about.
These fuck niggas telling for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friend.
Telling for nothing, and I'm calling them friends? Yo, I knew exactly who he was talking about. Now, I said before we got to this point in the beginning that I would never call Gunna anything until Thugger came home, because Thugger is the one potentially that was sitting down and would know really what's going on with Gunna. So I didn't want to jump out there. And I feel like a lot of us do that. We label people things without knowing anything. And you could ruin somebody's life like that. That's called gossip. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what I wanted to do. Once he mentioned that he was a rat, I kind of looked at it different. But this wasn't the first time that Thugger poked at calling Gunna a name. You know, he also did say something about Gunna on his interview that he did with Complex, I think.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
Really, from this moment, we knew something was off. I mean, he really didn't bring up Gunna, and Gunna really didn't bring him up. But we finally got a confirmation today, well, 2 days ago, where, you know, Gunna actually covered up the tattoo, which I thought is like a girly move. Like, I feel like in a relationship, you do that with your girl or your girl do that, but to cover up a tattoo was kind of weird. Just disengage yourself from the whole team makes a lot more sense. Getting the tattoo for guys, real guys, is a certification for, you know, loyalty, and you lock them for life. But I want to know is why Gunna was always locked into a label that was ran by Bloods. It doesn't make sense. I mean, Gunna's a Rolling 60s Crip. What was he ever going to think was going to happen by being under a Blood? I mean, the loyalty was only going to eventually, you know, go one way or the other. Thugger would just respond in the comments and say, I mean, he said it must end. That's pretty much what he said to the whole thing. And I think it makes sense at this point. What are y'all views, man? Do y'all think, like, it's smart for Thugger to want to get rid of Gunna? I mean, I feel like Gunna is the best artist that's came off that label. I don't know any other artist that's done better than Gunna. I mean, he literally came home after that, had a #1 song out, you know what I mean? Everybody knew the song. It was viral as hell. Put out an album. I think that was viral as hell. He's the best artist over there. I think Gunna, if you ask me, and Thugger, might be the best thing for both of them. You know, let Thugger do what he do. He go get his thing out there, and, you know, he's fresh home, so he's still building up. And let Gunna go do what he do, and I think that's the safest way to go. But for people that don't know, Gunna is still signed to Young Thug, so it don't matter. You know, at the end of the day, you could cover it all up, but at the end of the day, it's still business. I mean, Thugger tried to drop his album the same day as Gunna, you know, so what I think he's trying to do is just ease him off slow and make it difficult for him to leave, which I think is kind of silly, but whatever, it is what it is. I would love to know your guys' views, though. I mean, it's very important. If you got to this part of the video, you are part of the people that are pushing this out, so right, I did. And definitely subscribe, hit the top bell. Let me know what you feel about everything that we just talked about, and I will see y'all in the next one. I'm out of here.